Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I am here with the Liverpool mid-season review. So it's been a very interesting first half of the season, to say the least. Despite our chances in the Premier League not looking that great, Liverpool, they've been decent so far, and they've had their ups and downs. At times they've looked unplayable, at times they've looked very fragile, but there's a lot of very interesting points you can take out of that first period of the season. The good thing though is that we are past the winter period, which usually entails a lot of injuries, and this year, coupled with a lot of coronavirus cases, we are though a long way behind the leaders, Manchester City, and it's gonna take a miracle to catch up. But here are my points that I've taken from the season so far. Picture this, it's 0-0 and Salah is having one of his 1 in a million bad games, and you just know nothing is going right going forward. And you look to the bench and you see Minamino and Oxlade-Chamberlain. That doesn't exactly fill you with excitement, and that is really an issue with Liverpool, because in games where we've needed a game changer, in games where we've needed to kill it off, or get a goal out of nowhere, there's nobody on the bench who you can look to and safely say that you will trust them to win the game for you. Maybe aside from Origi, but I don't think he's been consistent enough, and he's gotten his injuries as well. And it's not just with players to come off the bench and change the game. You also need at least 5 forwards, in my opinion, and in all 5 of them you should be able to comfortably start them and not see a drop off in quality, which is a luxury that Liverpool do not have. And it's a major issue, because especially with AFCON coming up, and yes, it's Palace and Brentford, but that's a Palace side that beat Manchester City, that's a Brentford side that drew 3-3 with us, and it's not gonna be easy without Mane and Salah, who scored in both games. Well, Mane didn't score against Brentford, but Salah did. So you can already tell that it's gonna be worrying, especially with Firmino's fitness and availability uncertain. You're left with Jota, Minamino, Oxlade-Chamberlain. But Minamino is uncertain as well. Origi is uncertain, and you're left with Curtis Jones. How are we supposed to cope? How are we expected to maneuver this period with absolutely no squad depth whatsoever? This is very worrying from the Liverpool fan perspective, and we did nothing in the transfer window, and it's really coming back to bite us. If we do not make up for this next summer, then Liverpool may as well just kiss goodbye to any success in the near future. So number 2, let us speak about our defensive frailties. Now, I don't think this is necessarily on the defense, because Klopp really hasn't changed the way he plays that much. But the difference between our defense now and our defense when we won the title, and I think we had the best defensive record in the league, unsurprisingly, the difference is the midfield, because people look at Trent and say, well, he's going forward. Trent has always been going forward. Look at, the centre backs being pulled out of position, the big spaces left in behind. Liverpool have always played the same way, but the midfield has just changed a lot, and one man that really contributed to the change of the midfield was Gini Wijnaldum, because he's underrated. Like, I haven't started to fully appreciate him until he left, and that is me being honest, because you look at our midfield, yes, it kind of lacked creativity at times, but now that we're lacking solidity, people are saying that the defense is bad, but it's not bad. The midfield has just changed so much. There's no more solidity to the midfield, because we always played the same way, but we had a midfield that could protect the backline, which made it look a lot more solid. And that is Liverpool's problem. We didn't replace Gini Wijnaldum. We don't have another holding midfielder, and therefore our midfield is disjointed at times, and and to add on to that, we don't even have midfielders who can stay fit consistently. I mean, Thiago is one that has added solidity to midfield, especially the way he can control the game. And we've only won, 36% of the games that we have played without Thiago. That is subject to change, by the way. And if anything, that went down because we just drew with Chelsea without Thiago. So you can see the importance of the midfield, and it's not something that should be overlooked, because it is massive. You know what I mean? It is a massive difference. And if this problem is not sorted out, then our title chances for even the next 2 seasons may diminish. Because yes, we can do something in the Champions League. You know, Liverpool, that competition style suits us, but we want to be able to consistently challenge for multiple trophies, and with this type of midfield we simply cannot. And the third point I will bring up is our inability to kill off a game, and this could tie into clinicality. So you look at Liverpool, who are the top scoring team in the league. That is also subject to change. I'm not sure if Man City overtook us with that 7-0 win, but the point is we have been scoring freely this season. And it's hard to go look at that stat and say Liverpool haven't been clinical, but we haven't. We've just created so many chances that we can make up for all the misses. But when we can't create that many, we don't win the game, which is a massive problem. And even when they do create that much, sometimes we cannot kill off the game. And it showed yesterday against Chelsea. We had a 2-0 lead, and we let them back into the game. And even after we got back, the game went back into our favor. We were creating chances. We were in a lot of good counter-attacking situations. We still couldn't score, and we missed good chances. I mean, credit to Mendy, who made some very good saves, but we should have scored more in that game, and we should not have blown that 2-goal lead. It's unacceptable for Liverpool Football Club, and it's not the first time we've done it either. We did it against Brighton at Anfield. We did it against, well, it wasn't a 2-goal lead, but we took the lead through twice against Brentford and drew the game. We took the lead against Milan and ended up having to turn around their turnaround. So it's very worrying from a Liverpool fan perspective that we cannot kill off a game early, and it makes for a very entertaining watch with neutral fans. But I want to see my side win games, and I don't want to have to end up on the edge of my seat every time we take a 2-0 lead, because we should be able to secure the game from early when we start off so explosively. And if we do not, then again this could really affect our chances of chasing the Premier League. Next up, I'm gonna do a really quick section where I give out a few mini awards for the mid-season. So first off, I'm gonna start out with the best player. I mean, everybody knows who I'm gonna pick. It's quite obvious. Not a player that deserves it more than Mohamed Salah, because he's just been exceptional this season. I mean, what the man has done, the description of it is beyond the words that I can find, because it's sensational. I mean, the man he's gotten more than twice the goal contributions of any other Premier League player so far. And he's not just scoring 20 tap-ins. He's like, the goals are so good. It's crazy. But I'm not gonna stay too long on that, because I don't really need to convince anybody about that. Best decision so far, bringing in Konate. I mean, that's a given, because it's really shown that Konate has been an excellent signing. He's been very good whenever he's come in, and I know he hasn't played that well, but as I said, he's been very good whenever he comes in. And also, our centre backs, they're still getting injured, except this time we have cover for them, and we don't have to be throwing in Nat Phillips, who is good, but he's not as good as Konate, and he doesn't fit the system as well. So definitely bringing in Konate. Biggest mistake of the season though, not signing more reinforcements. I think it really tells, because a couple of injuries and it's like we're in crisis. It's very frustrating as a Liverpool fan, and we cannot be fighting for our title with Manchester City if we're gonna have such a paper thin squad. And as I said, we only needed two more signings, one midfielder and an attacker, and they couldn't even do that. Come on, man, come on. We're Liverpool Football Club. We're Liverpool Football Club. Just keep that in mind. We are Liverpool Football Club. We should not be settling for this mediocrity and expecting Klopp to pull off a miracle every single time. It's not gonna work. But I'm not gonna get too deep into that, because unfortunately it has come to the end of another video, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed. Please make sure to comment down below your thoughts on the season so far. Also, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Share with your friends if you enjoyed. See you next time. YNWA.